Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be actually a highly requested video that I get quite often, and it's going to be all about eyebrows. If you didn't know, my eyebrows are actually microbladed. I first got mine done in 2017, I believe it was, and I loved them, and I think it has totally changed my face. Just having that shape has been so nice, and I think just brows in general are what complete a makeup look. And then I recently got my eyebrows touched up right before my wedding in November, and I'm just still obsessed with them. I know you can't really see them right now because they're kind of covered with foundation, but I'll explain that in a minute. So I wanted to show you how I fill my eyebrows in. This is very personal, eyebrows are in general. Some people do not like to mess with them at all, and some people just go really heavy on it. It's your preference, it's your eyebrows, however you want to show them off. I have done different techniques throughout the years, but more recently I like to have a filled in eyebrow, but also make it look natural as it can be. I don't have a lot of eyebrow hairs to begin with, so I'll just kind of show you guys. I overplucked in middle school and it's haunting me still. But you can see kind of where I have the microblading. Again, it's covered up with foundation right now, but that microblading just gave me that shape. So a lot of the microblading that I had on this eyebrow was done underneath here. And then on this eyebrow, I had a lot that was done up top to make them symmetrical. And so that's the thing. You want them to be as even as you can, but they are sisters, not twins. So I want to kind of give you a good guideline to filling in your eyebrows, and it's something that I try and really focus on whenever I'm doing a client's makeup as well. So I'm just going to be using a pencil today. You can use whatever medium that you choose, pencil, powder, gel, however you want. But I'm just using a regular wood pencil. So one other thing that I really recommend you getting and having on hand is a pencil sharpener. It's crucial to have a sharp pencil tip to give you those hair-like strokes in your brow, which I will demonstrate. So let's real quick talk about brow anatomy, I guess. And this is something that my microblading artist actually went through, and this is how she planned out of how to shape my brows. So I'm going to take that same knowledge and apply it here. So the front of your brow, if you would take your pencil, put it on the side of your nose, and if you hold it up straight, that is where the front of your brow normally should start if you would like to fill them in. So this is where I always kind of look at clients and see that that lines up correctly. So what you can do is, if you have a pencil, is actually put it against your nose and make a little mark. So that's where the front of your brow should be. The next angle that you want to go for is the arch of your brow. So what you're going to do is go from the corner of your nose, and you want to go through the iris. I'm going to try and look straight ahead here. So go through your iris, and as you can see, that's the highest point of my brow here. So I'll make a little mark. And then you want to go out to the corner of your eye and your nose here. So that lines up, and that's the end of your brow there. As you can see, my artist did a really good job at lining up my brows. So front of your brow, arch of your brow, and then the tail of your brow. Again, this is all personal, it just depends on how you want to fill it in. But I'm just going to quickly wipe that away. Okay, so what I like to do when I first start my eyebrows is brush them up. As you can see, that's kind of just what I did. I like to brush them up and start to fill in the underside of my brow first, and just create that shape. So I'm taking my sharp pencil here. So I just sharpened this, and I am going to scoot closer so you guys can see here. So I have a lot of space right here that doesn't have any hair. And so I want to make sure that I fill in that spot. So I'm going to take my pencil and draw a line. So I'm not making any hair-like strokes here because I want the definition of a brow outlined. So I'm gonna follow that all under my eyebrow and out to the corner, following that pattern that I laid down earlier. So I basically just outline the under part of my brow. So that's down. After I have that, that's when I like to go in and add those hair-like strokes. So I usually start in the front. Again, make sure your pencil's nice and sharp. If you need to go back and resharpen it, do that. But from here, I am going to draw very light strokes of hair going upward. And as you start to fill it in, I like to just frequently go through and brush up my brow hair so I can see where I need to fill in more, where maybe I went too heavy. Another tip I want to say is don't do your eyebrows this close up to your mirror. Take a little bit of a step back, because if you are too close, you're going to spend way too much time and scrutinize your eyebrows way more than necessary. So a lot of the times I get my brows done a lot quicker if I just sit back here and quickly fill them in. So I'm just going to continue following the natural shape that I have of my brow here, all along kind of like the middle and the top, just drawing in hair-like strokes. Once I get to the tail is when I kind of change it up a little bit more. So I like to kind of tilt and lean the pencil against my head to define that a little bit more. So usually when I fill in my brows, the tail end of my brow is the most defined and the darkest, and I keep it light and fluffy towards the front. I feel like it gives me the definition that I want, but it still looks natural as it can. And then I just kind of go back in and touch up where needed. Combing through will also help to blend out any pencil marks easily too. So I'll show you guys. I'm gonna go back under there and define that a little bit more. So there is one eyebrow. Again, I followed that guide to hit all of the angles, and then I just followed how my hair naturally flows. So then we'll do this side over here. Again, I'm going to, as you can see, like this is where this eyebrow is my bad eyebrow. I don't have a lot of hair up here, and so I need to fill that in to match with the rest of my brow. You can see where I have the microblading. So I'm going to start at the bottom there and then draw my line, which my hairs are pretty well shaped on this side on the bottom. So I just kind of follow what I already have, brushing my brow hairs up and going out to the tail. Then I'm going to go in and draw those hair-like strokes. And I like to hold on the pencil on the end. If you hold too close to here, it's going to be too dark, it's going to be too heavy, and you won't have that light feathery look to your brow. So I hold on the end. And again, making sure that your pencil is sharpened, and I just kind of draw. And then once I get to the end tail here, I kind of lay it flat and drag it out. And then just kind of repeat until I get my desired shape. Also, if you're just not sure what shape your brows need to be or like what suits your face, there are some stencils that I use frequently if I need a little bit of help on a client's eyebrows, and they are the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow stencils. Those are sold on Ulta, I think they're on Sephora, and of course Anastasia's website, and I can put that into the description box below as well. Those are just a nice basic guide for eyebrow shapes. You can choose like your arch style and many different things, and I think it's really helpful if you just really are struggling with trying to fill them in. But this is just a good guideline, knowing where to place your markers. So again, you have the side of your nose for the front of the brow, go through your iris for the arch of your brow, and then the corner of your nose out to the corner of your eye. And that'll give you the basic layout. So just going in, again, I like to have it look lighter on the front. I always brush through before I'm done. Take a step back, look at it, the big picture of your brows. Make sure everything's filled in how you like it. Then I'm just gonna set it with some brow gel, and this is the Beautycounter, just the invisible brow gel. One little trick whenever you use brow gels is comb both sides of your hairs, which I'll show you here real quick. Like comb backwards. This will help get both sides of your brow hair. So combing this way and then combing up. It'll help them stay in place a little bit more. And I like to comb just mine straight up. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And since my eyebrows are microbladed, it helps, the brow gel helps kind of put those hairs in a spot where it can cover up any areas that are sparse. So I comb back this way and then comb up. And this is a technique that I just learned not too long ago. I watched a tutorial about soap brows. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but apparently the correct way to use soap brows is to back comb it and then comb it over. Okay, so that is it. This is how I fill out my eyebrows. And it's something that's very personal, so keep that in mind. Your eyebrows may be a totally different shape, texture than mine are. So I hope this was helpful, at least getting the basics down of filling in your eyebrows. So if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I always am fluffing them up. And I'll leave the products that I use down below as well. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this quick tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Bye.